okay? So, again, we made our budget the other day. Then we started, why you would wanna rearrange your budget would be a couple things. Maybe we got a raise in, at our job. That'd be one way, right? Cause then we can, shuffle more or less money here or there. Maybe we lost our job, so then we had to, figure out how we're going to cover all those expenses. Maybe, we got married and now our expenses are split, right? So that's, a different budget. So there's just different things that you have to think about as you're going through. Am I over the budget? Am I under the budget? This could be for your entire budget. This could be just for individual sections. Okay, do I want to take some money out of my electrical bill? If I have my electrical bill as one of my things, and I find out after a course of time that the highest that my electrical bill was ever was $35, and I have been putting aside $65. So do I want to take some of that money away and put it to someplace else? Okay, that's what I have to think about. So we'll go through a couple examples of that. And then cutting your expenses, obviously figuring out ways or things that you can actually get by without. This is probably going to be especially hard for some of you, especially at the beginning of the first time that you have your own budget. Okay, because you're so used to going through your daily life where you didn't have to really think about where all that was coming from. And was it a waste of me going to Hardee's for the double burger instead of separating that money into 3 meals, right? So you gotta think about all those kind of things, right? So we can eliminate. What are ways that we can eliminate is we could do some of these things right here. We could actually use coupons. Anybody use coupons?
I forgot those even existed.
On your phone, sometimes you get.
Okay. There you go.
And you get rewards cards.
And you get a reward maybe, where you get those.
Hardee's coupons.
Okay, yeah.
We always get to.
Or you could use, or like at like Casey's, if you have rewards or Quick Star, you don't even realize that it's maybe on sale, and then you get some off when you actually go to cash out. Another way of economizing would be buying in bulk. We talked about this before, right? The certain things that you know that you're gonna use and that's not gonna go bad, then maybe we buy it in bulk. Toilet paper would be a good one, right? You're always gonna have to use toilet paper.
Frozen pizzas.
Frozen pizzas, okay?
Toilet paper, you need water.
Sometimes, it's just not doable. We probably don't want to buy dozens of eggs and just leave them off to the side, or cheese.
Would be more like those condiments.
Yeah, maybe, okay?
Buy the ranch in bulk.
Yeah, or like, if you're gonna use paper plates, napkins,
Macaroni.
okay? Things that aren't gonna go bad, right?
Ranch.
So there's still foods that you could buy, it's just, you gotta think about that. So that's some of the things that we could do, right? And you might not think about that again right now. That's probably not a concern for you. But again, when you start going, and start living the college life, you gotta find ways to have money at the end of the week to go out and have some fun. So we're,
So you're promoting having fun.
I'm saying you gotta
5 beers.
So you're.
broaden your horizons sometimes. Income changes. If you make more money or less money, like we talked about earlier, okay? Did I get do I maybe have to pick up a side job? Do I maybe have to,
Start steep.
Start short.
I recommend getting one of those,
Okay,
but
not that far.
it could be an option, I guess.
Child
Okay?
prostitution.
But that's all that you're gonna do today.
Hey, he was talking about it.
There's
Honest
a
thing.
video right next to your head.
That's what was coming up on his singer. The Things about
So, let's look at some of this. Page 360.
Whatever.
I don't think I know what he said.
You know.
You know.
Okay, so Tracer family, we're looking at the green chart compared to the blue chart on the next page. All right. Notice here they started doing it with percentages, so they're kind of asking what their percentage or what the actual month was. On the green chart down on page 360, they show a 3-month average. So again, notice their housing, your rent or your mortgage is pretty much going to stay the same, right? Your utilities, so they are budgeting $150, but their 3-month average was $200. So what do we got to do? We got to make some kind of adjustment, right? My life insurance didn't really change. My transportation did though, right? We were budgeting $450 and our average for 3 months was $500. So again, see how you would do this? Now again, what is a good amount of time? That's kind of your decision. You probably don't want to just dictate this off of 1 month. You want to do it off several months. And the other thing that you got to think about with like your utilities and stuff is what time of year you're doing that, you know? So are you warm-blooded where you can get by with not running your heater as much as in the summertime you're going to run your air conditioner all the time? You got to think about that. Okay, so are we in a place where you can basically have the windows open all year round and that's your, temperature? Probably can't do that around here, right? You gotta think about all that kind of stuff. Okay, so, you go through this and again, I can't tell you how many months that is for you. Maybe you do this for a whole year and try to actually figure it out. But a lot can change in a year, right? Where I live, maybe my job, a lot of those things can change. So let's go over to A here. Jim Rhodes evaluates his spending and finds that he is spending about $100 more per month on entertainment than he has budgeted. He can transfer money from other categories to increase his entertainment budget to $200 per month. If his total monthly income is $2,800 to the nearest percent, what percent of his monthly income is budgeted for entertainment? So how do you find this answer?
Don't you divide it?
This is basically, do you remember the old school is over of problems? That's kind of what this is right here. If you wanted to do it as an is over and of problem. Okay, so my of in this case would be what my grand total was 2,800. And how much were we going to spend now on entertainment? 200. So if you wanted to do it mathematically, you could do it that way. And then I'm going to take 200 times 100 and then divide by 2,800. And what do you get?
7.14.
And then you just got to make sure that what it says, does it say what it's around to? I didn't
The
read it.
nearest percent.
Nearest percent. So we're really just saying 7. So that's probably the easiest way to figure out using the is over the of problems. Okay. How about B? Pretty much the same thing for B. Okay. Any questions there? So turn the page. Now you notice up on the green chart for the Tracer families, look at the difference from last green chart to this green chart. Yeah, their monthly average now, or their monthly income is $3,000, but their average went to, on the way bottom was $3,125. So basically we have enough, right? So on letter C, the Tracers are considering cutting their entertainment budget by $25 and budget $550 per month for food to adjust their budget. Find the adjusted budget percentages for these changes. So what does entertainment turn into? How much did we have in entertainment in the first place? 90, so we're gonna cut 25, so we're gonna do $65 out of how much? What is basically you're doing this again,
3,000.
3,000 would be on the bottom.
Oh, not
It's still 3,000, right? Still 3,000. So they're showing you that their monthly average was $3,125, so they really needed to make a $125 adjustment somewhere to get it back to their budget. Okay, so we're gonna take the $65 and divide it by 3,000. Right, or we're doing this. So we do 65 here over 3,000 is X over 100. Okay. Make sense? And then basically the same thing with the food, but we would obviously use different, numbers. Indeed, Giselle budgeted 10% of her $4,000 monthly income for clothing. She must cut expenses and decides to decrease her monthly clothing budget to $250. I honestly can't believe you would spend $250 a month on clothes, but, or $400, but whatever. To the nearest percent, what is her adjusted budget percentage for clothing? So again, we're just gonna do 250 divided by 4,000, right? And then multiply by 100. Okay. So now, if we're gonna actually make some changes, in letter E, it says, how much should the tracers budget for utilities per month? If you go down to the, I don't know what the color is, bluish one. Okay, so if our amount is $3,000 that we're bringing in and the tracers want to do utilities at 7%, how do I find my number? How much do they actually set aside?
7%.
So take 0.07 times 3,000, right? And that'll give us our answer. What?
And 3,600.
Did it go to 3,600? Oh, yep. In the example 3, you are correct.
This one says year.
Say it, buddy.
On water.
Oh, so how much should the tracers budget for food for the year? Okay, so, as Carson noticed, the tracer's income went up to 3,600, so you're gonna use that for this. So we're gonna take 3,600 times, what is my food for 1 month? 17%, so I take 612 and then multiply that times 12. So basically it's saying what? Over a whole year, they're budgeting $7,300 basically. Not too bad, right? Okay. So the big one for those last couple were noticing what Carson saw, is that their budget actually did increase. Okay? So any questions with any of that? So you're basically looking at your budget and deciding what places that I could take money away from, or what money that I might need for other things. Maybe I actually have, bills that I can't pay right now. So you gotta make sure of those, all right? Questions? So it should be real quick. I don't think there's too many problems in this one. Because the last few are all worth 2 points, so make sure you answer multiple questions for the last few.